Hey guys. So obviously I'm making a Yehuda video. This is so getting my mind wrapped around everything right now is kind of rough for me. Last night, before I knew anything about any of this, I actually thought a lot about Yehuda. That's why all this situation is just so strange to me. But I was thinking about whether or not I was going to continue trying to make weekly videos, or like really what was I going to do. And I remember I was thinking back to when I started and how important Yehuda was to my process. And to explain this is when I first came to YouTube, at first I thought I was the only guy like that was still around. I was just finding old videos of people that had had surgery and made their before and after pics and videos or whatever, and that was that. I didn't think that there was actually a community. In fact, I don't even think I knew about the Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America. I don't even think I knew about that for the first 4 to 5 months after my surgery. So I remember I said something one time in a video about the Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of the world or something like that. Like when I was like, I don't care if you belong to the whatever, like, and I didn't even know there was a Weight Loss Surgery Foundation of America. So that's how little I knew. But I was looking for guys, and I found Philly Tomcat, and I found Reinventing Ed, and a bunch of other guys. I can't say a bunch, a few guys. But the one thing that really stuck out for me was Yehuda, because I started off at 470 and he was in the 440s, and he was a big guy when he first had his surgery, and he had reached his goal within a year. And I remember I would watch his videos like every night, and I'd always call my wife over and I'm like, look, I could lose this much weight. And she was like, that's amazing and all that, and it wasn't anything bad about the other guys I was watching. It's just the other guys had less weight to lose than I had. And Yehuda was the first person ever to give me hope that I could lose my weight. And it was so, every time he would, it's kind of like when Mama Rose responds to my videos or Connie responds to my videos. I don't know why, it just brings a smile to my face before I've even read the response. And every time Yehuda would respond to one of my videos, I would just be like, yes, because he had nothing but encouragement. He never came down on me, but a few times he challenged me to step it up, and I would take the challenge and I'd step it up. And that was just the kind of guy he was. He was raw, and he was just, he said it like he felt it. It probably helped that he was so young, because trust me, when the younger you are, the more guts you got, I think. So, but it just meant so much. And when he left, I was actually devastated. I didn't feel like I feel now, but I felt pretty close to how I feel now. I really felt like I had lost a part of my journey, especially because he took his videos down too. But now it was like, okay. And after I made because when he left, he kind of made a controversial type video and kind of left it, and it was up for a couple days, and then he left. And I remember when I made my video and it somehow became controversial, and everybody got all up in arms and everything. I remember how I thought, now I know how Yehuda felt. Like, because I know people were ticked off by some of the things he said. And he was a lot more raw about it than I was. And so I was like, oh, yeah. Because I felt for a long time like I wanted to leave YouTube. And I actually, it's probably one of the major reasons that I stopped making so many videos after that. In fact, if you think about it, after that I stopped making weekly videos almost immediately. But in this process, I was thinking last night, and I was thinking about that situation, and I was like, man, it meant so much to me to have Yehuda, and now that I don't have Yehuda, simply because, you know, I didn't know what his situation was and why he left or anything like that, and but it was like there could have been some of that pulling on him, and I remember thinking, I just can't leave. You know, there's still people that are responding and asking questions and stuff like that, and I can't allow other people to kind of push me away. And because there's people that really want to hear things that I may have learned along the way. And so now to find out today, after I made the decision because of Yehuda that I was going to keep making videos and go back to making weekly videos, to find out that Yehuda's gone, completely gone. It's tough. It's tough. I think it's hard for me because I can never let the guy know how important he was to my process. I just had a conversation with someone, and I talked to them about they had weight loss surgery and they had no support. Their hospital that they had the surgery in had no kind of support structure, no support groups, no nothing. And she was like wondering to know if maybe she'd come to my support group and everything. I was like, yeah. And she goes, do you think it's been a major help for you? I was like, it has been a big help for me. But the weight loss surgery community on YouTube, I account to 70% of my success. And Yehuda for me was a major building block on that. And so it's I don't know, it's kind of like a part of my growth has now been kind of, you know, taken away in another way. And I knew he was still around, and I never added him to Facebook because I just thought, you know, I didn't know his situation. I didn't know how involved he was still after taking his YouTube account down. My child is not crying. But, yeah. So, I don't know. I'm going to let this one go, but he'll be missed. He'll be missed. I miss him like crazy, and I haven't even, until yesterday, I haven't thought about him in a while, just because he's just not been around. But as soon as I heard, I was just so floored. And it doesn't help that, you know, he just had gallbladder surgery around the same time I had gallbladder surgery, and I had a twisted bowel, and it's kind of like, wow, you know. And there was a night in my process where I thought, I wonder if I'll wake up in the morning, you know, and so it throws me for a loop. I feel like our paths have been we're so similar. I don't know. So I make this video in tribute to an awesome guy. He was amazing, and he meant so. He really did mean a lot to me. I mean, he really did. In the beginning of this process, he was my core. And so, yeah. My prayers, my thoughts go out to him and his family, and to you guys that are grieving over this loss too. Much love, much respect.